Hello, I am Deacon Ajani Gibson. So I am the deacon intern. So I'm here through October learning parish life, learning how to be a deacon, exercising my ministry as a deacon here at St. Pius, but learning how a parish runs, how ministry in the parish operates, just getting a little taste of parish life. I am a New Orleans boy, born and raised. Um, I grew up in the St. Roch neighborhood. My home parish is St. Peter Claver in the heart of Tremay. So I'm New Orleans through and through. I graduated from St. Augustine High School in 2011, and from there went to the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. And it was 3 years ago, 2017, 3 years ago, that I came back home to New Orleans to enter seminary. And just this past May 16th, I was ordained a deacon and assigned here to St. Pius. The first time I said I wanted to be a priest, I was 5 years old. I was sitting outside of the daily mass chapel at St. Francis Cabrini. I went to St. Francis Cabrini from kindergarten to second grade. I made my first communion there. And I remember I was sitting outside of the daily mass chapel and I was watching mass. And then there was an older gentleman who came out of mass and he saw this little 5-year-old sitting there. And he looked down at me and he was a little confused. He was really perplexed. Like, why is this kid sitting here? And he asked, what are you doing? And so I, with all the innocence a 5-year-old can muster up, I was like, I'm watching mass. And then he stopped, he paused, like, he was still really confused. And then he asked, do you want to be a priest? And I said, yes. Now, that wasn't odd for me because I was also like the 5-year-old who celebrated mass with stuffed animals and things like that. I was a priest for Halloween. Like, that was, my heart was there. And growing up, I had a phenomenal pastor, Father Michael Jacques, who I emulated and looked up to even up until his death in 2013. But as I grew and journeyed, I would struggle, especially internally, with this yes that I made at 5 years old. So much so that in high school, I was internally fighting it, but I entered into this space of bargaining with the Lord. Like, look, I can serve. I was altar server. I was head altar server at my home parish. I can be involved in campus ministry. I can be involved in youth ministry and youth group and all these things. And the Lord blessed me to take me into very prominent ministry roles, not only in the diocese but nationally. And I was like, you know what, Lord, that's good enough. This priesthood thing, I'm not 100% sure of. Actually, when I was looking at what I was going to do after high school, I was adamant I was not going to seminary. That was a non-negotiable. Seminary is not an option. Interestingly enough, I would end up going to the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., where I am surrounded by priests and seminarians all the time. And even there, I was involved in ministry at CUA and getting involved in ministry on a national level, working with various organizations. I still fought the priesthood. No, I really don't want to do that. That's just not, no, it doesn't work. Even though everybody else around me is like, that's you, Johnny, you're gonna be a priest. Johnny, you're gonna be a priest. The number of people who said I was gonna be a priest, out of this world. I think the moment in which I finally stop fighting the hard fight. It was right after I graduated with my master's in liturgy from CUA, and I was home, and I bought myself a car. That was my graduation gift to myself / my reason not to go to seminary. I just bought a car, therefore I got a car note. I got to work, do all of these things. And I was having dinner with a priest friend of mine, and at the time a deacon who was about to be ordained a priest. Both of them pushed in their own sorts of ways One asked when I was coming home, and I simply said in a year because I knew what that question really meant. The other other asked if I was coming home for his priesthood ordination, and I said no. And he said, a good ordination gift, since you're not coming home for my ordination, would be to come home and enter seminary. And then he followed up and said, if you enter seminary, I will be with you every step of the way to pray for you. And now he's really stuck with me. But my 19-hour drive from New Orleans to DC, I couldn't shake it. I could not shake that conversation. I could not shake the thought of priesthood. And those weeks after that, the Lord would bring priest after priest, mentor after mentor to push. And he pushed hard. But the moment when, I guess I let it all stop fighting, really, was when I was texting our vocation director back and forth. And I gave him a long list of reasons why I could not enter seminary. The first was that I just bought a car and I have a car note. And to each and everything, he said, that's not a reason not to go to seminary. That's not a reason not to be a priest. And I literally had no more excuses. I could not come up with any other reason not to go to seminary. And exhausted with excuses, I was like, okay, let's do it. And he texted me back, welcome to the Archdiocese of New Orleans. And from that moment, there has been this sustained peace that, after all of the fighting and running away and compromising, no, this is what the Lord wants me to do. And it has been great to that moment. The moment it settled in was that morning, May 16th, when I walked through the threshold of the cathedral, and I was overcome with so much emotion. I was a mess trying to walk up the aisle of the cathedral. It was embarrassing. But I knew that I was making the right decision, that this is what the Lord wants for me. And I'm looking forward to June 5th of 2021 to be ordained a priest of Jesus Christ. Because if anything, these first 3 months of my diaconal ministry have shown me that this is it. This is what the Lord wants me to do. The shoe fits. It's perfect. When I think of my particular call and my vocation to the priesthood, it's simple. Ultimately, to bring people to Jesus Christ and to allow for people to know that Jesus loves them. And it's the love of Jesus when you really are convicted and know and feel and immersed in Jesus' love. Everything in your life reflects that. That's what my desire is, to bring that love to each and every person that I meet, because the love of Jesus is transformative. It doesn't leave you the same way when it first encountered you. So much is happening in our world that it is showing us that we need to preach Jesus Christ and preach Jesus Christ and his love. There's so much hatred, there's so much evil, there's so much brokenness and hurt. And all of that is redeemed by Jesus' love. If I could do my little part to bring that into the world, that would be enough. Here are 10 fun facts. I don't know if everybody would think them are fun, but these are 10 fun facts about Deacon Ajani. First, I do not like chocolate, but I love sweets. It's ridiculous. My favorite movie is The Lion King. And I will argue with anyone about The Lion King, the old and the new one. They're two different movies, different categories. We don't compare them. They're both beautiful, and I cry at both of them. I have two favorite colors: purple, because of course, purple, St. Aug in red. I'm a huge Beyonce fan. I That's a whole nother conversation. I am the second oldest. I'm one of five. That is a fun fact. I also have six godsons, which is incredible to think about at this point in my life. This is only going to expand. I have gotten to interact with Pope Francis uh, twice now in my life. The first time was when I was studying abroad in Rome. We did a Zucchetto swap, and there's an incredible picture for that. And then when he came to the United States, I was one of the assistant MCs at the Basilica of the National Shrine for the canonization mass of Universera. That was really, really, really cool to be a part of that. I was blessed to be a part of that. I had the distinct honor of graduating from St. Augustine High School in 2011 at the top of my class and receiving the Purple Knight Award, which is our highest honor. Which it's more special to me to receive the Purple Knight Award because my dad was the recipient of the Purple Knight Award when he graduated from St. Aug, and to be able to follow in his footsteps was absolutely incredible. And my last fun fact, this is like a funny sort of fact, but I cry at 4 different points when watching Hamilton. When it starts, when Lawrence is killed, when Philip is killed, and then at the end of Hamilton. Those are always cry at those 4 points. Now that doesn't mean I don't cry at any other point in Hamilton. If you haven't picked up, I cry a lot. Like at things, it's weird. St. Pius, it's incredible. It's great to be a part of this community and to have been here for now 2 months. Even in the midst of Corona, I am blessed and grateful for all those who I have gotten to know, those who I'm getting to know, and there's so many more families and parishioners that I want to know. And so this is just an opportunity for you to see me, and God willing, I get to see you in some way, capacity, some way, shape, or form. But thank you, St. Pius. Thank you for the ways in which you've welcomed me into your community. I love it here.